Oh my goodness, I was trying, I was saying stuff, but then I got told that I wasn't been able to hear, technical problems happens all the time. But don't worry, I don't know where I was unmuted, so I guess we're gonna restart from the entire beginning again. Hello everyone, my name is Aiden Lee. I'm 17 years old and I was born with autism, ADHD, and anxiety. I hope you're ready for today's class because today's class, we were deciding on making a spring flower garden. And we chose first a very bright background. And to myself, I was like, it's nice, but it needs something that makes the flowers the main showcase. So basically, we're going to be creating a nighttime flower garden. So make sure that you have black, make sure you have your different types of greens, and this is very, very important. So now, get ready. I'm just gonna quickly go over a few things. Obviously, with art, everything doesn't have to be one specific thing. So if you don't have a certain color, always, if you don't have the right color, you can use any type of color. And here's the thing: if you have like a natural color, like I love using this example the most, beetroots. Beetroots have such a red and bright color, and guess what? It works as a stamp. Squeezing it out gives you lots of beautiful, kind of like a crimson red, and oh, it is a beautiful color. So you know what, you could use anything. Now you can use any color and you can use anything. So if you don't have a paintbrush, you can use obviously a sponge. You could use a piece of tissue. You know what, you can use a pencil if you want. You could use literally anything. You could use a towel, for example, because guess what? It's a different type of texture. And by the way, guys, you know what? Usually I have these wet cloths here, and these are helpful for me because sometimes it's very helpful because usually when you do art, you have like a cloth or a paper towel, and then when you're done with the paper towel, you just throw it away. And honestly, I feel like that's just a bit of a waste. So honestly, I thought, why don't you? So this is actually an old T-shirt of mine that I couldn't wear anymore. So now this has been wet, and it's been cut into a square, or somewhat like a square, into a cloth design. And honestly, we're just going to use it because guess what? You can use anything. Okay. Next thing, brushes. Brushes. Now there should be multiple different shades of brushes, and obviously I'm going to bring some out here. Okay, so we have very big brushes, we have large brushes, we have small brushes, we have very small brushes, and we even have medium brushes. I have a different type of brush here that is specifically meant for leaves. You can see because it has a thin edge, it goes big, and then that's another thing. And you know what? It's nice to have this diversity again, and it feels nice on the skin too. So obviously, have those different types of brushes. Again, if you don't have any types of those brushes, you can use anything. You know what? I heard that using hay is a great thing. Using your fingers is another great thing because guess what? It almost follows the same exact principle. You know what? We're going to be using we're going to be using oil pastels, another favorite of mine. Again, oil pastels, pencil crayons. You know what? Pens, anything that you have nearby. That's the great thing. And make sure. Can take that deep breath, guys, because I'm feeling better. So where was I? I was saying, yes, the next part. Make sure you have a diverse amount of colors because when you have colors, everything is made out of multiple different shades of colors. Because you can look at if I look at my hand here, look at your hand right now, and you could see that near the end of your fingers, it's a bit more red. And as you go down, it kind of gets into this peach color. And go a bit lower, you got like these brown dots. And you can see that there's you can see your veins, so it's red and purple. So it's not just one shade. So what actually defines 2D, I'm going to bring 2D and 3D into this now because 2D is exactly one specific color, but 3D is when you bring multiple different shades in and really just make it look that 3D looking shape. So when you have a sphere and you add shadow, for example, you're adding one color and a darker color, which gives off that 3D effect, that pop, as most people call it. So guys, are you all ready? So what colors are you going to use, honestly? I've been thinking to myself, you know, I myself am going to be using, you know, multiple different shades. Again, I have 2 yellows, I have 3 blues, 4 reds, 4 greens, 2 purples, 1 white, obviously you need white, and 1 orange, which kind of blends together with red and pink. And obviously, you know what? I have this cup. Now, I bet you're wondering, what's in this cup? Well, this cup has black in it. And you're probably wondering to yourself, why is there black? Why is black not with the other palette colors? Well, let me tell you something pretty scary that you should know. Black is a very predominant color, meaning that if you add a single smidge of black, if I add a single smidge of black to a piece of red, for example, it will immediately turn pitch black. That's because black is the main color. White and black are the main primary colors. Because if I add white to you know what? If I add white to black, it makes it gray. If I add black to white, it makes it gray. If I add white to red, it makes it like a pink. If I add black to red, it kind of gives like a dark red. Or sometimes it just turns back into black. So that's why you always want to have, well, here's the thing. White is a bit more easier to work with because white is less dominant. But black's a very dangerous color. So you got to make sure it has its own container. So you got to make sure it's safe and so that the other colors can keep that bright vibrance. Okay, guys. Enough diddly-daddling around because guess what? You know what? I wasn't talking for the first few minutes of this, so you know what? We're going to go straight into our canvas. Let's turn around. Oh. So we're looking at the canvas right now, and it looks pretty good, but it's white. I mean, all canvases are white. That's an important factor. But first things off. Usually you would think, I should do the background first. But actually, you want to start with your outlines. Reason? So when you're making your background, when you have that outline of your flowers, you won't lose the design of, let's say, if I paint it, let's say I'm painting it black, I go around the flowers so I know where my flowers are going to be. That's the point of an outline. An outline's supposed to show you how you're going to draw it, yet it's not actually the design. That's a pretty cool thing. So obviously, I'm going to get my pencils. So guys, if you have pencils, crayons, pencil crayons, oil pastels, whatever you have, that's fine. But really, you want to have like a pencil. I recommend a pencil. I'm going to be using oil pastels because that's what I have on me, and I like that bright color. And if you want to get a bit more creative, you can color code which one you want to use. So if I'm putting a red flower, I'm going to be using a red oil pastel to match where the red's going to be. So I'm telling my mind that's where that red flower is going to be. That's where that blue flower is going to be. That's where the yellow flower is going to be. Just like that. So now here, let's take a break for a minute here. Think. Before you start your flowers, you're going to start here. I'm going to start right here. I've marked it. And basically what I'm going to do is that I'm going to squiggle my hand. So I'm going to go, whoa, 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 whoa. And whoa, that's the first flower. And guess what? It looks like an outline. And that's just one of them. Now, here's the thing. You're not playing a game of tic-tac-toe. So when you're painting, you don't want it to be like this. That flower 1, flower 2, flower 3, flower 4, flower 5, flower 6. You don't want it in one specific line. You want to have it like instead, one flower here, one flower here, one flower here, one flower here, here, and here. See, so it's not in one specific line. You want to spread them out. So I'm gonna start with my second one. With a look, that one's here, so I want to do it right here. Now, they don't have to be the exact same size. Maybe I want this one to be a bit smaller. Okay, did my red. Now I need to remember what colors I have here. I have blue. No, I have a purple. I have a yellow. So I'm gonna take those colors into consideration when I'm choosing. So I got purple. I got yellow. So I'm gonna do one right here. That's one. I'm going to do a really tiny one. A really tiny yellow one right here. With the purple one, I'm going to stick with some... With the purple one, I'm going to stick for medium and small. So I'm going to do one here. One. And I'm going to put one here, which makes two. Pretty good, pretty good. You know what? It needs a blue. So I got my purple, I got my yellow, and now lastly I'm going to add my blue. So I'm going to quickly, take a breath. I'm going to be like this. I'm going to really just feel it. And you know what? Now we're going to get up and close. So since my purple and yellow are here, I'm going to go in between the two, and I'm just going to put one right here. Hi. He's saying hi to the other colors. And for this one, let's go right here. He's coming in to say hello to his little buddies. Look at that. That's pretty good. Now, I recommend sticking to 1 to 3, actually, 2 to 3, flowers per one. Now, obviously, I have some different shades, so, you know what, maybe I want a pink one starting right here. And I want a pink one. Actually, you know what? One pink. And you want to make sure, look, I have some open spaces. And what you want to do is that you're just keeping an open space around it. You don't want them all in a circle. You know what? It kind of looks like it here. And you know what? Include one in your very, very corner. Or around your corner. So I have colors here. I'm looking at them. You know what? I really want to add a dark blue flower here. So I'm just going to do one right here. Going to mark it. Okay, I marked it. And you know what? You don't want to add too many flowers. Looks good. Looks pretty good. You know what? I would add one right here, but guess what? It's going to be, you know what? You want to keep that open space. So now, take that deep breath because we're going to be working with this very dark color, black. So I'm going to get my black. I'm going to get my, actually, you know what? I'm going to get my proper brush. Okay. Take that deep breath in because this is when it gets stressful. You got to go like this. Whoa. That's pretty silly, but kind of helps you calm down. So here, main thing. You're going to have your dark in all four corners. And what you're going to do is that you're going to work into the center now, but you're not going to cover the entire thing because obviously we have leaves around the flowers. So we're going to have some black in certain areas, but we're going to leave some white open for the green. So I'm going to start in one corner. I'm starting in one corner and look, bam, can't stop now. So what I'm going to do is that oh wait, very important factor that we need to talk about right now. Always paint your edges. So when you're on your painting, like right here, I'm going to get my edges. And I'm not going to just be here. So I'm going to go down. I'm going to go in here a bit. Let's see. I'm not just staying in one area. I'm going to make sure, hold on, it's a bit jittery, so I'm just going to tighten that up. And there we go. Getting a bit light on color. So obviously you want to stay dark around these edges, and you want to get lighter as you go out. So make sure if you're going to add color, start at your edge and then work out. That's looking pretty well. But make sure that you want to go back a bit down even more. Maybe I want to see, you see I'm going to leave the edges out. And remember, keep in mind, always do your edges. As an artist, you're going to paint the entire painting, but obviously don't paint the whole entire back of the painting. You can always just paint the front and the sides, but never the back. If you want to paint the back, by all means, but I'm one to not really paint the back. That looks pretty good for the first side. Hold on. I want to make sure I miss no edges. You know what? I want to go out a bit. Pretty good. I'm going to start on the next side now. Let's start on the lower half. Now here's the thing. Since it's a bit lower, I'm going to sit down on my chair. I'm going to face you guys. And I'm going to go working down. Now, you can always connect your black together, but I recommend not connecting your black because your body might be like, oh, I want to connect them together. But you know what? Instead, have an area open for the other greens. Because obviously when we use greens, we're going to be using light green, dark green, and a lime. So I'm starting on the edges. I'm working on my sides. I'm going to go all the way to there. So since I'm not going to go up, I'm going to go this way and kind of this way. Obviously, I'm running out of black, so I'm going to quickly add a bit more. I'm going to paint underneath. And let's say, guys, you have this. Oh, man, it's in the way. Well, guess what? You can just pick it up. And you know what? While we wait for the black to dry, we'll be teaching how to do flowers. So probably while it's drying, after we're done teaching the designs of the flowers, we'll quickly move on to painting the bottom and get it done and over with. So I'm going to go up. Instead of going down the same way, I'm going to go this way. And maybe I'll go a bit this way. I'm going to make sure all edges are painted. Pretty good. That looks pretty good. You know what? I think I'm good for the one side, so I'm going to sit up. Whoop! I'm up! I'm up! And I'm going to start on the right, top right. Now, obviously, try to figure out, where are you going to put it? I kind of want it going here, and I want it going here, here, maybe out here, and down here. So, there you go. Got my outline. I'm going to start. See, now I know where my flower's going to be. So I'm going to go around the flower. I'm going to leave an open spot there for green. Obviously, guys, since I talk again, make sure you get your edges. Always get your edges. This will connect. For the fourth one, I'm going to connect this one and that one together. You know what? I'm also going to connect right here. I'm going to take that deep breath. Whoo! You know what? Bam. If your arm's getting tired, do this. I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to go here. Look at that, guys. Another flower appeared, even though I didn't draw the outline. That's the amazing thing. If a flower seems like it wants to be there, you let the flower be there. Don't ever cover it up because look, that is such a beautiful color. It's just such a beautiful outline of a flower. So I'm going to keep that for later. I'm going to just work on my edges. Okay. Now here's a bit more complicated part. I'm going to take my deep breath. And basically what I'm going to do is that I'm going to add red and blue to our black. So look. I'm going to take a touch of red, a decent amount. I'm going to be adding it to my thing. And I'm going to look, where does it need the red? I think it needs a bit of red here. I think it needs a bit of red here. I think it needs a bit of red here. So I'm going to take it. And look, it's very subtle. Very subtle. You don't want it too bright where it overpowers everything. But you don't want it too light where you can't see it. See, it's a bit light there, so I'm going to get a bit more red. I'm going to take some down. I think it would be good to down here a bit. You know what? I'm going to work on that red area where I was working on. Pretty good, and you guys can see, the red is like blasting in some areas. Pretty good. Now I'm going to take a dark blue because you want to follow that shape. So I'm going to get my dark blue because obviously it matches with my dark red and it matches with my black. And I'm going to blue. Thank you. Sorry guys, I'm getting a bit thirsty from talking so much. Much better. Oh, let me put it away from my paint so I don't mistake it for my water. Anyways, where was I? Oh yes. So we're adding our dark blue into our corner. Now, you can add dark blue anywhere. I want to add it a bit in the corner right there. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to get some dark blue in here. And let's say you're running out of dark blue, so get a large clump of dark blue and a bit of black and kind of just dry brush it. So look, get that dark blue shade. And I will add it maybe a touch here. Pretty good. That looks great for the black. So now, I want you to put your black brush down and basically put your black down as well. And now we're going to get into the very stressful side, because I myself get very stressed when I do this, because you know what? You got to make sure that it dries, but you also want to blend it with the black, because you want your green to be the same as your background. So basically what we're going to do now, guys, is that we're going to take, remember, we're going to take our small brush, our medium brush, and we're going to keep our small medium brush here. And remember how I was saying how we have 4 different shades of green? Now, I bet you're thinking, oh man, this is way too small for a painting. So, and you're right. Instead, look at this. It looks exactly like a leaf. Now, these aren't going to be like, oh, you know, whoop, whoop. Nah, it's going to be an abstract leaf. You know us, guys. We got to get it abstract. Okay, guys. So I'm going to start with so here's the thing, guys. To blend the best with the black, you're going to stay with a dark green to start off, at least. Okay. I got this very dark green, guys. You see how dark it is? Look, it's almost as dark as the black. I'm going to take a deep breath, okay? Now, when you're painting your green, guys, you don't want to make it a perfect circle, and you don't want to make it one blob. So look, let me quickly take this, guys. Right here. Hold on. You know what? I feel like you guys can get this. So remember, not one clump, and also make sure you do what I call the X motion. X motion, X motion. And the reason why is that you want to see in between the green. That's the most important part. So I'm turning. Whoop. I'm going to start here. X, 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 X. And you can see, oh man, my green's a bit too much. But here's the thing. You'd be like, oh, I should add some water to that. Don't add water to that. Because guess what? I can see through the green. And that's what we're looking for. So I'm getting my green. I'm going to go here. Maybe I'm going to go into the black a little bit. Look, I can see through. I mean, obviously I'm getting a bit low, so I'm going to switch. X, 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 X. X, 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 X. Stop. Quickly go here. Now really look at it. X, 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 X. I'm going to take it down, guys, because I don't want to clump it all in one ball. And we want to kind of hurry it up with this, because this green, you don't want it to dry, because you're going to work in your other color soon. Work it in. Got my green in there. Looks pretty good. Still not done. You know what? I can work a bit into the black a bit if I want. Not too much. But you know what? Sometimes I want to add it. And you know what? Sometimes I do want to clump. So I'm going to clump right here. I'm gonna go back, stop. I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna quickly blend, blend. You see, I got that, bam, right there, some colors. Now, obviously, guys, we want to make sure that we really want to cover our green. Because we want to cover our white because we don't want to have any white in this painting. So we're going to replace all the white with green. So with the green still on the brush, I'm going to switch to a bit of a lighter shade, and blend with the rest of the color. I'm going to take a deep breath too because like I'm stressing out kind of. Now these colors are getting a bit too thick. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the slightest of water. Very light. See? Very simple. That way it's easier to spread. And I'm going to go in between my greens. Now, I don't want to go completely in between my greens. I also want to kind of like spread it also. So I'm going to go in. I'm going to get a bit more water. I'm going to blend it. I'm going to take some green here, a bit up here, through here. You know what? I want to cover it a bit. I'm taking my deep breath. Okay, guys. My goodness, I feel like my thing's not too sticky, so that's much better. And I'm doing big motions, And obviously, we're not done with our green. We're gonna obviously, work on it a bit more afterwards. And we're just adding it in certain areas, adding it here. You know what? You can see that it wasn't enough. Obviously, we're using this big brush, so we want big motions. But guess what? We're gonna go even bigger. I think this is pretty big. So now what we're gonna do, guys, is that we're gonna remove some of it because we're gonna continue working on it. Sorry about that, guys. I needed a moment to really catch myself because guess what? Can't just stop. And make sure that you have green around at least a little bit of green around every single flower. I'm going to take the dark green, I'm going to mix it, I'm going to add a bit of water to it, and I'm just going to add it into certain areas. Like here, doesn't have enough. So I'm going to blend it. Again, dark green, a bit of a lighter one. I'm going to go in between it. Okay, so now we're going to use our very, very big brush. So now I'm going to work with this lime green. I kind of love this lime green. So guys, you know what? In certain areas we want it thick in the black. So we got to make sure that we have it thick in the black. See, now we're getting those colors. So now we're just going to really get the bright colors in. And you know what? I feel like there's a bit too much white. So I'm going to So we want to make it, again, thicken the black. So we're going to go thicken the black. We're going to go whoosh, right into it. We're going to go right into it. Now, you don't want to cover the black entirely. You want to do it in some areas. Like, look, I need a breakthrough between the two. So I'm just going to add that. I'm going to add a bit, you know what, a bit into here. A bit into here. Okay, guys, So I'm going to add a bit more here. And basically what I'm going to do, guys, now I'm going to go into water. So obviously, guys, you know what I've noticed? I can see where I've done it and where I haven't done it. So I got to add a bit of water to my paints because I want to make sure that there isn't too much space. So look, I'm going to get my brush again. Gonna dunk it into the water. Gonna add that dark green to start us off. And where we done our dark green, now we're gonna really focus on it. So look, X, 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 good. And you can see now, more is getting covered. So you're doing it here. Remember, you still want to do those big brush strokes because you want to have it in certain areas. So like here, and make sure you leave some space for the other lighter green. And obviously, you know, oh no, I'm running out of color. Just a tiny bit of water, a little bit, because you don't want to get it too runny. So we gotta go a bit faster because honestly, I feel like we're taking a bit too long. We gotta go faster. So here, you know what, a bit here. And don't be afraid to blend the other colors. So like, look, you see my green here? I'm blending it. And you want to move quick because you want to make sure that you blend the other colors quickly. Okay, quickly. Moving on to that other shade of green. The water. Make sure it's not too watery. You know, remove a bit of the water if you want. You know what? You want to add enough water, guys, so that it's very light. See, I'm mixing in between my green where I left it open in some areas. Now, you can go into your flowers a bit. It doesn't matter, honestly. If you want to go in between your flowers, please do. So it's looking much better. I'm sweating a bit. You know what? That shows that we're doing a lot of hard work. So I'm going to start with the lighter green now. And look at that. I made a dark green. So I'm going to make it thicken the black. Remember. So with areas that you've missed, let's say, oh look, it's a bit light here. I'm going to quickly cover it with the green. And I'm going to go a bit here. And you know what? A bit over here. I'm going to get up in my chair. So, you know what? I got to go even bigger now with bigger strokes. So now I'm going to go really big strokes. So now look, we have a blending brush. So we're blending all over. We're not blending it entirely, but we're really just getting those big strokes that are needed in this painting. So like, now you don't want it exactly like a boat, like a boat. And remember, you want to cover that black. So we're gonna get it thick, very thick in the black. So I'm going to do it a bit more, like here, I need a bit more thicker. So I'm just going to get a bit more paint. I'm working it. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to step back for a minute. I'm going to look at it. And what I'm going to do is that I'm really just going to take that deep breath because I'm sweating. And you know what? I've noticed that there's a bit too much black. So we're just going to quickly get that light green. And let's see. There's too much black here. Bam. Slap of green. There's too much black over here. Bam. Slap of green. Now look. And I'm going to do even more. You know what? It's a bit too much here. So I'm just going to slap some in. I'm going to go a bit more. I'm going to slap some in. Look at that. You're removing those lines. Just go crazy. Go crazy. Crazy. But not too crazy. Now I'm going to step back again. And you can see that it's much better. But again, needs a bit more. Also, look, there's another flower. That's... Now, I feel like we've added a bit too much of the light green. So now we're going to go backwards. Instead of using lighter green, we're going to go back and use the darker green. But not the very dark one, the bit of the lighter one. A bit of water, a bit of that color, and we're going with that crazy style. Step back. Now you can see. Pretty good. I think I should add a bit more. So before I switch to my next color, I'm just going to add a bit more in certain areas. Because we really want to get this. Now, if you notice, oh look, there's some white here and I really want to get rid of it. You know what? Just get your color in there. Whew. Look, I can blend into my other green as well. And I'm going to take that deep breath again because I'm getting kind of sweaty. That's what happens when you really work hard. Now look, you don't want to go too much or else you blend your black with your green. So good job, guys. Keep it up. I'm looking. Okay, I think that's enough. New color. Now this is when I actually want to wash my brush a little bit. But guess what? Guess what? We're not actually using the lighter colors. We're going to stick with our darker colors. So we're going to go very dark green now. Get that water in it. Make sure that your darker green is on it. And really just go at it. So you see how our little like messy green splotches here? Really just go over those areas. Look at that. That is looking so much better. And you know what? Oh. If you're noticing that it's getting a bit too stuck, remember, a touch of water. Whoa! And you know what? If you can, you want to get closer to the flowers. So honestly, you know what? Go into the flowers a little bit if you can. Because remember, you don't want any white spaces around the flower. Don't get nervous. Don't think, oh no, I don't want to cover up my flower. Cover up your flower. 100%. Don't let anything stop you. Look, there's some white here. Don't want it. Get rid of it. There's some white here. No, I don't want it. No more white. I'm going to stand back. Now we're going to quickly switch. Let me go back to our lighter color. My throat's getting a bit dry again. I might need to get a drink in just a few minutes. Oh. Really go into it if I want to. Bam. You know what? Really want to go into here. Really get into it. Right here, a bit more. A bit more green here. Quickly stop. Switch to the next color. A touch of water. Make sure it's not too runny. I really felt that one. And you know what, guys? Now I want to add that little bit of thing. So now, guys, what I want to do is that, you know what? Here's a special technique. So what you're going to do is that with your color... hold on. I'm just going to quickly find my... Sorry about that. I was trying to find it. I was asking Miss Judith, but I don't think either of us know, because this area is so messy. And you know what? Take a deep breath. And now I want you to choose some areas, but don't choose too much. So I'm gonna choose. And you know what? I want it enough so it just starts leaking. Spray, 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 spray. Spray, spray, spraying. So, and guys, by the way, this is just water. And what we're doing is that we're letting the colors drip down. We're letting it drip. And if it stops moving, just add a bit more water to it. There we go. Oh. That's looking pretty crazy, guys, I gotta say. You know what? Just a bit more. Now we want to keep some black. Remember, we want black in there. So I'm going to take a minute. And do you see how they're like, oh man, it doesn't look proper. Remember, get your water, and now you can spruce it up. See, over here. Fix it. Stop. Because remember, you want to have some white in between there. So you're going to calm yourself down. But you know what? It's nice to have those big, you know what? I say that you shouldn't have clumps, but maybe 1 or 2 clumps, because I actually enjoy the bright colors in it. Like right here. Stop. Whew. What do you guys think of it? Does it look good? I think it looks pretty good so far. I'm going to quickly grab my cloth right now, and before we let it down to dry, we're just going to quickly pat it dry in some areas. So like right here. And you only want to pat where the flowers are, because you want to make sure that you still have your outline of your flower. Now let's say, oh no, I left some outlines there. Don't worry, because guess what? We're going to move on to our flowers next. So I'm going to quickly untighten this. Lift it up. Pull it downwards. Oh, it's a bit stuck. Put it down for a minute. I'm going to put it down right here. And I recommend, guys, put your pencils or your paints, put them down real quick. And quickly get a quickly just look over here, guys. Whoa, why am I bringing out a new canvas? Are we doing another painting? No. So, actually, guys, right now, hold on. Whew. We have an example piece. And what's an example piece, you say? Well, let me tell you real quick. Today, we're going to be learning how to make our flowers now. Oh, I'm going to quickly take a minute. I'm going to quickly wipe my things, because I'm getting a bit, passionate was my thing. And when you wear headphones, you kind of get. So I'm going to quickly, let me take a drink of water. Oh. My goodness. You know what? Having autism and having anxiety, one of the most scariest things to have sometimes. You know what? Whenever you get nervous when you're having a meeting, my goodness, guys, even though I can't see you, I know you guys are watching. And it kind of gets a bit stressful. Get you sweating like, whoo, whoo. But you know what? That won't stop me. So I'm going to grab my colors right here. Oh, wait, hold on. I almost made a mistake. I think the first thing we're going to be grabbing, guys, is I'm going to grab myself a marker and I'm going to show you the ways of making your thing. So I got my black marker here, my mini so, and my black Sharpie. I'm just going to test it real quick. Okay. I think this is our better choice. So we're going to start with our first design. I'm going to take a deep breath quickly. Oh my gosh, that was very stressful. Whew. Okay. First one. I'm going to separate these guys into multiple things. There we go. If this gets a bit too dry, guys, you know, for me, I have these brushes. I just press down. Oh, there's a piece of plastic on it. There we go. It's fully charged. And I'm going to look. I'm going to start with this, guys, okay? We're going to be starting with a rose. So look. Imagine your ear, okay? Feel your ear now. My ear is in the shape of a C. So I'm going to start with the first C. Pretty good, okay? Now, you got to draw your other ear because you have two ears. So you have two ears like that. Now, here's where we get a bit more complicated. Starting from anywhere, I usually start a bit above. So like right there. I'm going to wiggle my hand. And I'm going to start with the first one. And I'm going to grab it. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to pull it here. Pretty crazy. Here. Oh, whoa! My hand got a bit too wiggly. Whoopsies. Oh. Gonna look back. This is pretty cool. So it's a C on 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 a C. It's just the letter C. Or actually it's a comma. And one more. Look at that. And that's our rose. That's crazy. So guys, look. One more time. C, 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 C. What? That's a lot of C's. And you know what? That's the shape of our rose. Now, obviously, it isn't like, oh wow, it's a beautiful, perfect rose. It's more just the abstract shape of the rose, and that's what we're going for. Let's do it one more time, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pretty crazy. Look how simple that was. Okay. You know what? Since we did our first one, I want you to take that deep breath real quick. Oh, I always need that deep breath because you know what? It gets stressful at times. Okay, so this was a rose. I wrote rose, so you know what? You have an example. Now we're going to move on to something a bit more complicated. We're going to move on to something that is a tulip. So with our tulip, we're going to do two designs. We're going to do a closed tulip and a bloomed tulip. So I'm going to go with our closed one. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to draw. What does that look like? Oh my gosh. If I connect it properly, it's an egg. So this is the shape that you should take in mind. It's similar to the letter U. Okay? Now keep that into consideration because here we go. What I'm going to do is that with the closed one, closed is an egg, and the open one is the letter U. So we're going to start with the closed one. We're going to go like this. And then we're going to go in like that. Whoa! Pretty simple. Here, let me do it one more time, okay? I'm going to do an O. I'm going to go a bit higher. I'm going to curve. What's going in like that. So that's pretty simple. I start with the bottom. I go a bit higher. Then I curve in it. I curve in a comma, and then I bring it close to the edge, so it looks like a No, it looks like a coffee bean. So next, guys, obviously, connecting here. Oh, sorry. Let me do it again. Pretty good, guys. Okay, now we're moving on to the open one. So we're going to go step by step, guys. It's pretty simple. I'm drawing the letter U. It's equal on both sides. Now the next step is that I'm going to draw a mountain. Now, how thin should my mountain be? Now here's the thing. I want to have enough space so that I can work on our other designs. Because obviously, so I want it high enough that it's not too low. So, you know what? I'm going to start here. I'm going to start here and I'm going to go down. Mountain. A U, and then there's a mountain in the U. Starting at the edges, I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go here. 2. I'm going to go, you know what? I'm going to go a bit lower. So this one kind of looks like another mountain. This looks straight down. You'll understand in just a sec. So next what I'm going to do is that I'm going to start here. I'm going to go up. I'm going to go down. Pretty good. I'm going to start here. I'm going to go up. And I'm going to go down. Whoa! That's pretty crazy, guys. Look at that. So let me go over it again. You. Then your mountain. Your first one. Your second one. 1, 2, and you're done. So it's you, mountain, 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 mountain. That's pretty simple. Okay. Let me quickly put it up. Tulip. Pretty good. Well, technically it's 2 tulips. There we go. Let me cross it out for you. Remember, the letter U and the other one's an egg. Now we're moving on to the next one. I'm going to take a deep breath and I'm going to say good job, guys. I hope that you've stayed with me so far. Oh, wait, one more thing. Now we want to create a wine glass thing. So basically what we're going to do is that we're going to do the edges going like this. And we're kind of just going to go out, within. Whoopsie. You know what? This is like a crazy one. So let me do it on this one. You know what? Down. Down. So simple. Just a tube. A U connected to a tube. So now I'm going to quickly move on to our next flower, because obviously we don't want it to dry too much. And I'm going to quickly wipe. Wait. I can't wipe the board just yet. I got to talk about the last one, which is our peony. Peonies are kind of similar to our rose. Okay? So basically what we're going to do is that we're going to start with our C, and our C, and our C, and our C. But instead of starting with 2 C's, we're going to start with 1 C. So, C, 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 C. Sorry about that, guys. Wait a minute. This looks like a peach. That's too weird. Let me do it one more time. C, 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 what kind of C? Oh my goodness. Quickly wiping it, because that looks too silly. You know what it reminds me of, actually? It kind of looks like this. So I'm going to take that into consideration. So look, C, and I'm going to look. You know what? I got a C going like this. Kind of got a C going like this. Got a C going like this. And one going like that. Do you see how it looks kind of cool? Oh, there's a piece of hair on here. Weird. But you know what? Look, let's do it one more time. Let's see. See? I'm going to take my deep breath. See? See? And see? And see. Oh, one more time. See. 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 Pretty good. Oh, hold on, guys. Our battery died. Oh, no. Don't worry. We'll quickly get the battery back. Consider this a BRB real quick. Yep. So guys, look. C, 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 and C. It's like a rose, but it's not. Pretty good. I'm going to take that deep breath. Oh, I got to say, guys, my anxiety is acting through the roof because you know what? It's hard to stay always happy. You know what? It's always important to have those other emotions. Because I feel stressful at times and I feel stressed, but guess what? I use my painting as a way of, you know what, calming myself down. So now that we've done that, we can quickly... Now remember, guys, remember I was saying after it was done drying, we could quickly switch on. Hup, switch upside down, put it down, and you know what? Here, let me come in here, guys. I'm going to look for my black brush. Here it is. I'm going to take a bit of black. See, I'm just doing my edges because I want to make sure that all of my edges are done properly. I got them. Whoa. It's a bit messy, guys, but you know what? Looks pretty good. I'm looking at all my edges. Missed a bit of black. So I'm going to take into consideration that I want to make sure that I paint all my edges. Now, for this area, I bet you're wondering, you know, how am I going to do this edge? Well, I mean, it's pretty simple, guys. You know what? You get your green and a touch of water because obviously you've been letting it dry. And you're just going to X. Pretty good, guys. Okay, we're almost there. You know what we have to do now? Now we have to do our flowers. Honestly, guys, I feel like the background turned out very well. And you know what, guys? The main important factor that it was is that we had big brush. And we're doing big strokes. That way we're doing it fast, we're doing it quick, and it looks nice. And we're also using it as a blending brush. Now we're going to sit up. And now, here comes the main part of the show sometimes. Now, I bet you're wondering, guys, which flower should we use? Obviously, we went through tulips, we went through roses, and we went through peonies. But what the main shape that we're going to be focusing on is a rose. That's the first one we're going to be doing anyways. We'll be doing peonies, and we might even do tulips, but for now, it's going to be roses and peonies. So I recommend choosing any. Now, you can use anything. You can use a paintbrush, but if you do have palette knives, I recommend that you use palette knives because they're the easiest ones to work with, and you know what? You'll have the most fun, and it looks the most abstract. That's what I love about it. So I'm gonna listen to my music. I'm gonna breathe. Let's go. So remember, we color coordinated which colors are gonna be what. So red, yellow, blue, purple, pink, yellow. Another random color one. Who knows what it could be? So obviously, I want to start with red because I love red. Now here's the thing. You know what I call it? Do not make it a ball. Best way to do that is to follow our rose pattern. Starting with edge, edge, edge. That looks good, but it needs a bit more. So I'm going to quickly take it in. Take it out a bit. Take it out because honestly, you don't want to be confined in one specific area. Now, that looks weird, but guess what? All flowers have 3 layers. So obviously we're going to start with all 3 layers. So I'm going to quickly wash my brush. Oh, I love that sound. Anyways, I'm going to start with another red. And the only red I have is this pink. So I'm going to kind of just go along the edges in some areas where where it wasn't done. I'm going to follow the same pattern. You know what? Right here. I'm going to kind of go in. Whoa. Hold on. And you know what? It gets that 3D pattern. Now, another thing that I recommend that you guys do, because look at mine. Mine looks pretty good. But you know what it's missing? It's really missing that texture. Obviously, paintings need to have that important texture component. So basically, grab a huge clump of any color you're using. And you're really just going to gently press. Now, you don't want it like that. Never like that. So you're going to just gently press around the edges. There. You see how I'm getting that shadow? That's what I want. I'm going to wipe the red off. I'm going to get a huge clump of pink. And I'm just going to go light, 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 and a light pattern. You know what? We gotta move on, guys, because guess what? That was just the first one. We gotta still move on to the others. Woo! Now remember. So I'm looking at it. It looks pretty good. But you know what it needs? It needs something. So here's the thing, guys. When I have my painting, I want to make sure I have 2 petals of every color. Because, you know, sometimes when you have a flower, oh, it's such a pretty flower. Sometimes the petal falls off. And basically, this is going to show, you know, the petal that's fallen off. You can use paintbrush or palette knife. So I'm going to get it. I'm actually going to mix red and pink because there's both. And I'm just going to do one and 2. Now, try to keep it abstract. So like that. Now, obviously, we put down 2 reds. So we put down 2 petals. That means we have to work on the other side. Getting the red. Now, here's another crazy shape. I'm gonna go out a bit. I need a bit more red. Okay. Guys, look. Adding that, texture. Bam. Look at that. That is so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Actually, guys, now we technically added 3 reds. So, actually, now we got to work on the third one. Now, remember how I said I have 4 different kinds of reds? Now I'm going to show you my other red. Now, you can disagree with me saying, wait a minute, that's actually a purple. But technically it's a red since it's the predominant color. So I'm going to go here. Now, you see how I missed some white here? Now I'm going to really just go into it. And I'm going to loose hand. Lots of paint for texture. Just go here and like this. And there. That's the first step. And you know what? I really, really like this color. So you know what? Before I'm done, I'm going to add water. I'm going to spray it. I'm going to quickly get it. And you know what? I need to have a center. So honestly, I'm just going to add some dark and some pink in the center. Oh! Hold on, guys. I'm going to grab my white. I'm going to quickly go because I don't want to lose it. And I'm going to grab it. I'm just going to add it in some areas of it. So obviously, guys, white is a very sensitive color. So when you're taking your white out of your thing, or if you're using white in a bottle, try to keep your whites separated from each other. There, leave it. So obviously, guys, remember 2 petals. So, one here. Hold on, I'm going to grab a bit more. And I'm going to add our second petal, which will be right here. Oh, we've only done 3 flowers. Oh, we got to move faster. Oh my gosh. Oh, take this minute now, guys, to quickly breathe. And you know what? Quickly move on to the next step. You want to add, actually, guys, what's important is that you want to add white to actually every single flower that you do. But you want to make it very subtle. So when you're looking in your red, you know what? Where there's white already, kind of just, blend with the white there. The edge. Want it there. Maybe a bit there. Touch there. I'm working it down. Okay? That's it. And then the other one, grab a bit of her white. Kind of just go with the white. Oh. Okay, guys. That looks pretty good. So next up, guys, we gotta do our yellow. Because you know what? It needs some diversity with that other colors. So I'm gonna get my yellow. I'm gonna get my bright yellow first. And I'm gonna kind of like switch it up. So I'll do my dark yellow for this one flower. And then for the other one, the main one will be the red. Or sorry, the other one will be the lighter yellow. So I'm gonna start here. Center. Center. going outwards. Now remember, kind of gonna go outwards. A bit more. Going in. Kind of creating these flower petals. And basically what I'm doing is that I'm going to take my lighter now. I'm going to take it in, kind of going with the yellow. And remember, you know what, to make a rose, I can add the other color right beside it. That's pretty cool. Now I'm going to take a breath. And you know what? Instead of using my white, I'm going to use a color that's similar to yellow in a way. I'm going to be using a bit of beige. And I'm only doing it in the areas which are white. So like most of it, which is here, maybe here, like a touch here and a touch here. And remember guys, 2 petals. So I'm going to take beige, a touch of yellow, and a touch of the lighter yellow. And I'm just going to go, bam, bam, one petal. And the other one, I'm just going to slap. Whoa! I guess we learned a new way, which is pretty good. That's a great way of adding the petals. That looks so nice. That honestly looks very nice. And see, you have 2 petals that correspond with it. And remember, we have 2 yellows. So instead of working on the lighter yellow, or starting with the darker yellow, we're going to start with the lighter yellow. And this flower is a bit different. Now obviously you can go out. It's a bit smaller. Grab it. I'm going to go here. Perfect. I'm going to grab the other side. Bam! Look at that. That's amazing. Okay, so now that what we have on our paint is that we have our reds, our purple, our yellows, and you know what's next? I see a dark blue, I see a light blue, I see a light blue. So we got to do our blues now. But do take into consideration, we have 2 purples. But first off, we're going to start with our blues. And you know what, guys? These won't just be the main flowers, because there will be other flowers that we're going to be adding, like the peonies. You know what, guys? I call this edit the second edit. Well, actually, this is the second edit. That would be the third edit. So I'm going to breathe. Oh. Okay. So I'm going to work with a light blue. Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful light blue. Wait, center. A bit more. Kind of go out a bit. Now take that darker blue. It's looking too much like a ball, so we're just gonna kind of go out with our piece there. And I'm going to add now that defining feature. Really just add it in certain areas. Looks good, but again, we need that defining feature of white. So I'm going to get some white here, and I'm going to add it in certain areas. So I'm going to add it here, maybe here, maybe going outwards a bit, kind of like going with the... I'm going to step back for a minute. Oh, and remember, 2 petals. So I'm going to grab this, 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 and this. Oh, wait, hold on. Remember, just slap, or slap, or, and then like, yeah. Sorry about that. Oh my gosh. We gotta do the other one now, because there's 3. So now I'm gonna add my blue. Oh wait, I know what we're missing. We're missing some texture on our work. So quickly, take our first blue. Remember, loose hand, and just adding that texture to our first blue. Adding it to the first blue. Wobble, wobble. Second one, grabbing a ton of blue. Just adding it in certain areas now. So like here, but here. Then our last one, which is dark blue. Oh. Hey, make sure you get that deep breath in, guys, because like it's important. Now, here's an important one. We want to have this dark blue in very thick slabs. Because that's our eye catcher, as I call it. Our eye catcher. Bam. Look at that eye catcher. Now that looks kind of better. You know what? Kind of want to like get it out a bit evenly. There. Woo! Don't get stressed out, guys. Continue the hard work. Oh, hold on, guys. Gonna get those thick. That. Oh. Now sometimes, guys, you know what? I don't like it, so I'm just gonna quickly fix it. Look at that, quick fix. Oh. Gonna get that dark blue. I'm going to do the one here. Going with the blue. Floppy hand, floppy hand, floppy hand, floppy hand. Great start. Got that texture. I'm gonna add the blue. That's looking pretty good. You know what? The white's a bit too overpowering over there, so instead I'm going to be using a beige. I think the beige kind of works with it a bit more. So I'm going to go in some areas. There. Leave it like that. Make sure it looks good. Make sure it's not too perfect. You know what? It needs a bit. That's better. Oh. Keep going, guys. Don't stop now. You know what? This second one is going to have, I think what I'm going to do now is that I want to add those peonies. So with the second one, I'm going to add a blue peony. All right, you know what? I prefer a beige peony. You know what? Even though it acts like an outline, kind of want that texture in there. Remember how we did this, guys? Oh, actually, you know what? Even better, guys. This will be easier for me, and this will be easier for you. Put down your palette. Grab a paintbrush. Grab a medium paintbrush. So this size is pretty. Oh, a bit bigger. Sorry. I will choose. I think this is a great size right here. So basically, I got my beautiful brush. I'm gonna get my beige. I'm gonna get a lot of beige on it. Oh. Now I just need to take my deep breath. Oh, it's stressful, man. So I'm gonna look at the peonies that we did. It's pretty good. Remember C and C and then C and then C. Don't have any second thoughts about it, even though I'm kind of worried. C and then C with a, hold on. Second C, third C. Oh, I'm also going to use pink. Just a slight bit of pink in here. And for the third one, right there. Whoa, that's pretty crazy. So now I'm going to quickly, then look at that. It just had a bit of pink in there. Now, kind of looks like a rose, but you know what? It's our peony. It's our start of our peony. And you know what? I think I'm going to do one more swoosh. I'm going to call it a swoosh because you know what? It's in that swoosh motion. Okay, got my pink. I'm going to do one here and I'm going to do swoosh. Swooshing. Whoa. That's crazy. I'm just going to quickly finish it. There we go. Oh, getting a bit stressed. Oh, I never knew how stressful this would be. So guys, this looks good, but I think we need one more swoosh. Oh! I think I know what I was forgetting. It needs to have a center. So what we're going to do is that we're going to get that pink and the beige. Pink and the beige, because you don't want pure pink. And you're just going to go bam. Oh. Okay. Okay. I'm going to get my second peony in here. You know what? A good peony would be perfect right here. So I'm going to start, guys. You know, our center. Our edge is going whoosh. And you know what? Oh no, what am I going to do here? Well, here's the cool thing. You don't have, you know what? Make it extend a bit downwards, but also watch out for your other one. Because, you know what? Just keep it simple. Like what? Swoosh. And one going swoosh. And one going swoosh. There we go. I know it looks a bit discombobulated, but guess what? It's kind of just like bam, right there, boom. And if you want, you can extend it out a bit more, so like it's more like a swoosh. So that's much better. Okay. I'm going to take a minute here. You know what? Oh, so guys, remember, this is our first edit. We will work on, obviously, I will work on it tomorrow because art is made in layers. It's not just one specific thing and boom, there, you're done. It's more, you know, this is the first layer. Then we would add a second layer and then it would look better because we added like maybe another shade of red on it or another shade of blue. And, you know, that looks good, but you know what? I don't like it. I feel like I could do better. So you know what? You go over it for the second edit and just try again. That's the best part of painting. So one more, two more, and I think I'm gonna cover this up with black. Purple and purple. Last flowers, guys. Really make it cool, make it popping. It's gonna look pretty good. Oh Okay, guys, we're gonna start with our purple. I got 3 purples here, so I'm gonna start with a darker purple to start, and we're gonna do a lighter purple for the other. Oh no! Ew! Oh geez, guys, I stepped on blue. Ew! First, we're gonna start with the bottom flower. I know we would start at the top, but guess what? We got to do our bottom flower. This is the more important one. Starting in the center with our edge, we're gonna go out, and we're gonna go here. Make sure, like, look, guys, that looks weird. So we're gonna quickly fix it. Adding the edge, quickly fixing it up. And this is where we bring our second color to save the day. So we're gonna take it. Actually, it kind of looks similar to the. Oh no, it's a bit darker. That's pretty crazy. So I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna go in for this one. I'm gonna go out a bit. You know what? Kind of go out. That looks better. That looks way better. So I'm gonna quickly go in, get some more purple. Get some. Put some up here. I'm just gonna quickly fix it up. Some final edges here. That looks way better. And for the final touch, I'm going to add our last purple. So I'm going to quickly fix. See, look. This is what I was talking about. Sometimes when it clumps together, you got to pull out your water. Your water is your best friend here. And you're kind of going to wash it away. And then it gives you that beautiful drip of your color. You're going to let it just dry there. And while it's just dripping there, just let it drip. You know what? Use your cloth. Hold on, I'm going to quickly wash my knee first. My goodness, I have pain on my knee. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to pat where the area is white. So I'm going to pat here and pat here. And you know what? With the color on the thing, just like, there's one. And there's one right there. And you know what? I want to go one bit higher, so that's pretty good. Also, I think my thing just fell, so hold on. Okay. Got it back. So I'm using my cloth. So now I'm going to use orange on my... Oh, that's smart. So guys, we don't want 2 purples because guess what? Red, blue, yellow, and then purple, they're almost the exact same colors. Just like yellow, you want to have that pop of color. And we already have our 2 dots. So we're going to move on to our next color, which is orange, but also hold on. I want to add just this. You know what? I want to add my purple here. So I'm just going to go into it a bit. I think I need a bit more. That's better. Now remember guys, 2 petals. So add some purple onto it. And you know what? Add a bit of purple onto this one as well. Whew. That's a bit too much. There we go. Obviously, you're going to fix it quickly by adding the 2 purples and just with it and with it. Looks much better. Last one, guys. Last one. Getting up. Gonna do my orange here. Center. Going. Yeah, that's it. And you know what, guys? I think it needs a bit more. And remember, we're following that rose pattern, so we kind of want a third one going here, maybe another one going here. And now we're gonna add the main person of the party. I'm gonna add that orange. Just get it in there. And you know what? I'm gonna create a petal going outwards and a petal going outwards. Look at that. And remember, last thing, every single time you add a flower, you add 2 petals of the same color. So I'm going to take that orange and that other orange. I'm going to look. You know what? I want to add one a bit lower. So I'm going to go lower. And I'm just going to go, wait, the red's there. So right here. Oh my goodness, I'm making a lot of mistakes. Silly me. I'll fix it right now. And then the second one will go right here. That's a bit better. For this one, kind of a bit messy. Obviously, just use your cloth. That's the main thing about your cloth. And you know what? If you need, use a touch of water. Look at that. Then quickly, there you go. That looks much better. And I think, you know what? This is our first edit of our painting. Oh wait, one more final thing. So I was thinking I was going to add a flower over there, but you know what? I kind of just want to add some black over it. But wait, remember, this is our first edit. So even though right now I kind of want to cover it, I should just leave it because you know what? Something else might come out of it when we look at it later. You know what? Whew, that was a lot of work, but it looks amazing. Great job, guys. So I want to say this, guys. What do you think of it? Do you think the first edit looks pretty good? And secondly, when you guys are working on your piece, I want to see some pictures of yours. And you know what? I really want to get the chat in here. And you know what? If you guys have any other questions, by all means, I want to answer them right now. So, you know, wipe your sweat. Wipe all the hard work you did. Straight get you out. Whoa. There we go. I'm back. My brain is settled. And you know what? I really want to see the comments so I can see what how people think. Thank you guys so much for joining me. You know what? This is what happens when you paint sometimes. You look at it, you're like, I don't know how it feels. You know, I always have to look at it, really just think about it. And you know what? Having autism, having autism, your brain is running at 500 miles per hour. So basically, your brain's like, and your brain, you have to calm yourself down when you paint, because when you're painting, you gotta and calm down that crazy thinking. So I'm looking at it. It looks okay, but you know what? This painting is not done because it needs its final, finishing touches. It needs its white flowers. It needs, a bit more of creative, more designs, because we didn't even introduce our tulips. But you know what? In the second edit, guys, if you check my Facebook or you check my Instagram, you will see the updates on the painting as it comes out. So make sure to check my Facebook. Make sure to check my Instagram. And you know what, guys? I hope you have a great rest of your day. And you know what? Get creative. Stay creative. Be creative. And you know what? Just keep that artistic flow. Remember, this is art from the heart. You got to do it from the heart. That's the best way of doing art. So guys, thank you so much. Have a great day. And we will see you another time for another live stream painting. Man. See you guys. Have a great time. Have a great day. Bye.